Well, another day of poor air quality throughout much of western Mass and also into much of Connecticut as well. That's going to be the case as we make our way through the afternoon. I think we may start to see some improvement as we head on into the evening. But as you can see from our Monarch Place Skycam, we do have the hazy conditions out there. We also have some clouds. We've seen a few light showers. We've also seen some breaks of sunshine out there as well. As we continue to push through the afternoon, still can't rule out a couple of spot showers here and there, but for a lot of us, we could remain dry. 62 here in Springfield, so it is a bit on the cool side out there right now. Northwesterly wind coming in at 5 miles per hour, and you can see with the smoke, once again, visibility down to around 6 miles here in the Springfield area. The further west and southwest you go, visibility is even lower than that. So we do continue with the air quality alert. For Massachusetts, it's just Berkshire, Franklin, Hampshire, Hampden County. Also extends into Connecticut. You head out towards the Worcester, Boston area. Their air quality is looking much better today. This air quality alert, once again, remains in effect until midnight tonight. Air quality right now is unhealthy for all of us, but I do think we see these numbers start to come down a little bit later on this afternoon and into this evening. In fact, current air quality index, once again, you can see a lot of red. Springfield into portions of Berkshire County, eastern New York, also heading down towards Hartford and into portions of southwestern Connecticut. You get out towards the Worcester, Boston area, over towards the Cape and the Islands. Their air quality is looking quite a bit better. And the reason is because that area of low pressure, that upper level low that we have been dealing with for the last several days, continues to retrograde off to the west. So it's continuing to push that smoke further west and to the southwest. The areas that are once again seeing very unhealthy air quality remain portions of New York State down into Pennsylvania and into areas of New Jersey. But you can certainly still dealing with some poor air quality throughout portions of western Mass and into portions of Connecticut. As we start to push later into the afternoon and into the evening, I think we start to see a little bit of improvement in the air quality. I think we may be looking at a better day as we head on into the day on Friday as well. But then we may start to see the air quality begin to go down once again as we head on in to the beginning of the weekend. So as we make our way through the afternoon, going to hang on to a fair amount of clouds. There will be the chance for a couple of spot showers here and there as well. Also maybe some breaks of sunshine. We're already seeing some breaks of sunshine here in the Springfield area. And then as we continue to push on into the evening, if we do see any showers develop, I think we'll start to see them dissipate. But we are going to hang on to mostly cloudy skies tonight. It is going to be another cool night, upper 40s, lower 50s for overnight lows. And then a lot of clouds coming our way as we head on into the day on Friday. And I think Friday we have a little bit better chance with a disturbance moving through to see some scattered showers, maybe even a thunderstorm or two as we head on into Friday afternoon and into Friday evening. So that's something we're also going to be watching as we head on into the day tomorrow. Satellite and radar, lots of clouds out there. There are some breaks, and you do see some showers now in portions of Hampshire and Franklin County. But the shower activity has kind of dissipated a little bit from what we were seeing out there earlier this morning here in the Springfield area. We've seen some light rain this morning. Once again, that upper level low continues to be a factor for us here in much of New England, but it has pushed a bit further off to the west, now sitting over portions of Maine and New Hampshire. That's what's pushing the bulk of the smoke to the west and to the southwest, but still, we're continuing to deal with some poor air quality issues here in western Mass. So it's a cloudy, cool, showery end to the week. The weekend looking a bit brighter and warmer, especially on Sunday, before that unsettled weather pattern sets up once again next week with another upper level area of low pressure, bringing shower chances back Monday, Tuesday, perhaps for much of next week. Though I think the best chance to see some rain around here next week is going to come as we head on into Tuesday. That's Check Your Forecast. David, I'll send it back over to you.
Don, thank you.